Welcome to our first Christmas Married,
where we explore 5 countries and countless Christmas markets together.
To get a break from the cold, we stopped in the second largest dino museum in Europe. Ready?
Tasty and cheesy. Not as stinky as you think. And I got you some napkin too. Show them the church.
Take another bite. I think I covered you in my bite. Yummy.
Delicious.
This is where we started our chocolate and beer tour, and mysteriously took no footage, but it was all delicious and very fun.
Yeah, tomorrow's not given, so all I wanna do is be right here living in the present with you.
Bruges is centered around its canals, which we were able to cruise after our waffle and beers of the day.
This life is such a
It's the bells that they used to make the whole music. Yeah. Only 366 stairs up and back down for a view of the city.
Yeah, tomorrow's not given, so I'll be right here living this present with you.
Just trying to drink my coffee.
Welcome to France. After a short train ride, we arrived at our charming Airbnb, right in the heart of the city, with a view that you could not beat. Strasbourg was our sunniest city, so we took full advantage of that with long romantic walks in the sun along all of the canals watching the swans.
My official review of the white wine is that it's pretty orangey and pretty appley and pretty delicious. I think I still like the red more, but this is delicious. Cheers.
Alright, Ryan's pretzel review, it's almost done, but yeah, you know, very yummy, very salty, I love it. I wish it was warm, but you know, it's been sitting out below freezing degree weather because Caitlin decided now would be a good time.
With your mouth full?
Yeah, now would be a good time to
It's 37 degrees out. He's a baby. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
I have cold. Anyway, pretzel, I'd give this one like an 8 out of 10. If it was warm, 10 out of 10.
Wonderful.
While Strasbourg is not the oldest Christmas market in Europe, it is considered to be one of the most festive cities in Europe around Christmas, with a whopping 12 different markets that sell all different kinds of foods, drinks, and crafts, which we tried a lot of.
We got to visit the inside of the incredible cathedral that we could see from our Airbnb in 2 of the Christmas markets. Whoa.
Being in these giant cathedrals was very reminiscent of going to Catholic Mass growing up. All the ornate architecture, the small lit candles in front of the saints, and the smell of incense throughout the whole church seemed so familiar while so far.
Even though we were mostly in Europe to make memories and go to the Christmas markets, we still kept a golden retriever counter because our eyes were always peeled, so easily distracted from the main mission. The official count is unknown, but our hearts were full of golden retrievers. Colmar was our day trip from Strasbourg. The city is said to have inspired Beauty and the Beast, and we can understand why, because it was like stepping into a storybook. This was a quick trip, but we enjoyed strolling through the city and having our first Michelin star lunch. It was a traditional Alsace-type food.
We had our hearts set on visiting one specific city, a little bit off our beaten path, so we buckled in for a scenic bus drive through Germany.
This feels wrong.
So, a fun fact is that chimney cakes are not specifically a Czech food, but they've become so popular in Prague that they are a staple of almost all the Christmas markets. We had one every night we were there because they were so tasty.
Are there times that never slip your mind? Can a moment last forever like this?
Guck mal, wer die Glocke läutet. Ein Skelett.
Wo denn?
Da, rechts.
Ah ja, cool. Das ist geil.
Do you see the little skeleton pulling the bell? Sieht aus wie Michael.
Hot honey wine in Old Town Square. Cheers.
That's good.
That's delicious. It's very sweet. Not very alcohol. Fun.
Yep.
I'm Spider-Man. Disney boy. What's your official review? Tell me about the whole.
Better than last night's.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, I gotta try it.
It's a little bit warmer and nicer. But
Softer?
no, it's a little more crispy.
Really? I felt like last night's was very crispy. This is my favorite.
The sugar's way more crispy.
Oh.
Today, we were exploring the castle and all other things encompassed on the royal grounds, so we started with a very fancy Czech breakfast.
This night, we went with a very American dinner because they had a specialty train restaurant that we had found on social media. Once we got there, it was really cool to watch. They had a funny train arrival and departure board to let you know when your food or drinks were coming to you. 10 out of 10 for entertainment.
This life is such a present. Yeah, tomorrow's not given, so I'll be right here living this present with you.
I got my sandwich. We flew from Prague to Pisa and then rented a car to see some of the sights on our way into Florence, which was about an hour-and-a-half drive. Most of Europe only has manual cars, so here we are, rocking out in our little Fiat 500, and the car may look really small on camera, and it was that small in real life. Each region of Italy has its own food specialties, and for New Year's Eve, we got to try some from the Tuscan region. We got to have Florentine steak and pear ravioli, and they were both absolutely delicious. Piazza della Signora is one of the many squares that was throwing a New Year's Eve celebration in Florence. After dinner, we explored many of the squares, stumbling upon lots of cool performers and tons of teenagers throwing little and big firecrackers down different alleyways.
On New Year's Day, the Basilica di Santa Croce had free entrance, so we went not knowing all the treasures and history that we would find inside. Not only is it a beautiful basilica, but inside it houses some notable tombstones, such as those of Michelangelo, Galileo, and Machiavelli.
We were on the hunt for a wine window to have a casual glass of afternoon wine after taking some cute photo booth photos. The wine windows were originally created during the plague and then reopened during COVID as a way of distributing wine while still being socially distanced, and now they're just very cute. To escape the rain and all of the walking that we had done that day, we went to a refurbished theater that still shows old films and has a cafe and bookstore, so basically my dream.
Our last day in Florence was full of the biggest historical hits. Starting with Brunelleschi's Dome, also known as the Duomo, we climbed its 463 steps to the top of the dome with 2 balconies overlooking the interior of the church on your way up. It was incredible being on the balconies almost level with the stained glass and the paintings on the interior of the dome. These paintings, when on the ground, looked normal size and a bit unassuming, but from the balconies, where we were right under them, it turns out that they were gigantic. The paintings are stunning and a little haunting as they depict both heaven and hell.
Our final museum stop of the trip was the Galleria dell'Accademia. This is where the David is. It was really cool to see it in person and learn about the process of plaster casting to create a draft of these incredible giant marble works. On our way home, we did a 20-hour layover in Rome to relive our first time here together when I studied abroad. We did all of the greatest hits, including the Colosseum, the Roman Forum, the Pantheon, and of course the Trevi Fountain to throw in our coin for the promise of coming back to Italy one day.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
We finished off our night in Rome exploring a new romantic part of town. We ate carbonara and gelato to prepare for our long flight home. This was truly the trip of a lifetime and such a sweet and special memory of our first Christmas together.